Well, good morning, Christ Community Church. Oh, no, you can do better than that. Let's try it again. Good morning, Christ Community Church. Yeah, that's good. That's much better. Hey, so glad you're with us here this morning, whether you're in the worship center or in Access or Sarpy County. Just really glad you've all joined us here this morning. We're wrapping up our message series on soul care. And a couple of weeks ago, Steve or Gavin or Tim spoke to you about the way that materialism has an antidote, which is simplicity. Last week we discussed how workaholism has an antidote, and that antidote is Sabbath. Today we discuss how silence is the antidote to, iPodism. The average American, of course, spends about 8 hours per day sleeping. And you know what they do the rest of the day, right? They're awash in noise. Alarms, radios, TVs, computers, iPods, phones, kids, adults, talk radio personalities, Rush Limbaugh, Glenn Beck, video games, and maybe the occasional pet. Seems excessive, right? Did you know that the average American watches 5 hours of TV per day? That's 35 hours per week or 75 days a year watching TV. But don't worry, it gets better. Because when you factor in your computer, your laptop, your iPad, your iPhone, your mobile device, the average American is in front of a screen over 8 hours a day. 8 hours. So you spend over 2 days a week or 120 days a year staring at a screen. The beauty of it is that people who are looking at screens are oftentimes multitasking. You can watch TV while typing away on your laptop. You can surf the web while talking on the phone. You can listen to music while texting your friends. And adolescent girls are known to watch TV while Facebooking on a laptop and texting all at the same time. And speaking of texts, did you know that teens in America text over 3,000 times a month, which is 100 times a day? That is a lot of LOLs between BFFs. Here's the thing. UCL professor Albert Mehrabian researched body language and nonverbal communication. And when it pertains to feelings and attitudes, did you know that what you say doesn't matter nearly so much as how you say it? For instance, when you say, "I love you," 55% of the meaning is in the facial expression. 38% of the meaning is in the tone of voice and the way that you say it. And only 7% of the meaning is in the words themselves. So when you say, "I love you," your tone and your body language say a lot about what you're really thinking. You know, God's trying to talk to us all the time. And when God tries to talk to us, we don't always reciprocate. Sure, we talk, but our tone says we don't really mean what we say. And our body language, we watch television, we surf the web, we play Nintendo, text our friends, and give lip service to God. How do I know this? Well, the average American Christian spends only a few minutes a day in the Bible, only a few minutes in prayer, and over 4 times as long on Facebook. A lot of us want to hear God, but how can we when we're distracted by all the noise in our lives? How can we connect to God when we're compelled to stay connected to 500 of our not-so-close friends on Facebook? Who, or should I ask, what is God in our lives? When Elijah, one of the ancient Jewish prophets, was wanting to hear from God, there was this spectacle on a mountainside of wind and earthquake and fire, but the voice of God was not in any of these. After all these things had calmed down, the voice of God came in a still small voice in a whisper, if you will, that could only be heard when Elijah was silent. How can we hear the whisper amidst all the noise blaring in our lives? If we want to hear from God, well, maybe it's time to turn it all off.